As you have come to find out, Summit is all about making your operations more efficient and easier to manage. Maximizing gains is the goal for every facet of your business. The one area that can impact whether your company is floundering or flourishing is your service routing. Efficient routes can cut down on many of your company's biggest expenses, namely fuel, labor, and fleet maintenance. You already know that mapping with Summit offers some great help in this regard. After plotting a route, you can optimize the stops for maximum efficiency and print detailed driving directions as needed. This area gives you a summary of travel time, which shows how long it should take the driver to run this route. Once mapped, you can automatically update routes within Summit for the optimized stop sequence. The route sheet acts as the driver's to-do list. The end of the route sheet provides a summary of units. Knowing how many units need service, in addition to the standard driving time, you can get a good idea as to how long it should take to complete this route. This simple process can certainly streamline your routes, but it leaves some details out of the equation. Other than notes on a route sheet, how can you audit the driver's day and provide proof of service to your customers? Summit's electronic routing and inventory tracking, ERIT for short, is the solution to those issues. Here you see the three main components of ERIT hardware: an I button, a data collector, and a downloader. To perform a scan, all you do is touch the end of the data collector to the button. A beep indicates it has successfully recorded the button number and the time and date of this scan. At the end of the day, the downloader is connected to your Summit computer. Initiate the download process by clicking Download Data from the ERIT menu. With the data collector in range, the downloader absorbs the information for processing in Summit. Let's see how this can be put into action with your everyday operations. Following the recommended procedure for ERIT, you'll secure a button in 3 different locations: near the time clock, on the dashboard of each truck, and on each individual unit. With this setup, you're able to track the driver's entire day, every step of the way. Scan the button at the time clock to start the day. The driver will make any preparations necessary, such as loading paper, chemicals, and fresh water. He gets behind the wheel to leave the yard and scans the button on the dashboard. The difference between when he logged in and when he got behind the wheel gives us his prep time. When he arrives at the first job, he scans the dashboard again, and that provides the travel time. After servicing a unit, its button is scanned. This tells us the job site and customer for whom the service was performed. When the driver gets behind the wheel to depart that job site, he scans the dashboard, and that provides the total service time for that job. As he arrives at the next job site, he'll scan the dashboard, and so on for the rest of the route. The final 2 scans will be done when the driver returns to the yard, one on the dashboard to indicate the final travel time, and one at the time clock to log out after any required cleanup. The great thing about this process is that you're not adding any burden to your driver. He's just scanning buttons throughout his regular routine. From those scans, Summit offers some comprehensive reports for tracking efficiency. Take a look at the end of the ERIT driver audit report. From this, you get to see the driver's total service time, total travel time, and total time on clock. Compare these numbers to your standards for service and drive times to see if your driver is meeting expectations. Drill down to the details of this report for further analysis, allowing you to identify issues in driver efficiency before they become problems. In addition to the driver audit report, you can run the ERIT missed service report. Any units which were not serviced will be displayed. This allows you to be proactive about missed services and reroute the service before you get a phone call. Just as important is the ERIT proof of service report. This can avoid customer complaints and allows you to stand behind your driver if the customer starts arguing. In the past it was the customer is always right. Now it's the customer is always right until proven otherwise. Another report that deserves mention is the ERIT Special Event Data Inquiry Report. Use this to get a summary of units serviced at a major job site. This gives both you and your customer peace of mind that units are not being overlooked. It really is astounding how much you can achieve with the scan of a button. Do you need to get a quick check of your inventory? Just walk around the yard scanning the units and your inventory count is done. Do you want to optimize route efficiency? ERIT is the next best thing to riding in the truck with your drivers, since you can monitor every action and the time it takes, without distracting you from your busy schedule. With this positive proof of service, you eliminate redo work and those he said, she said situations. The best part is, if you can scan a button, you're trained. You have a lot of resources tied up in your routes. and you need to make them pay for themselves. Don't let inefficient routes and drivers hinder performance. With Summit, you can turn your business into an efficient, money-generating machine.